Hey guys, thank you and welcome for joining Andre Renee's Creative Cafe. This show focuses on the arts and the artist's God-given talent. We strongly believe that you are your passion. And on today's show, we have a special guest. It's not me, because her name is Dr. Harris, but Dr. Harris is on the show. So, how are you?
I am well, and thank you for having me on your show.
Wow, so what's going on, buddy?
Man, it's so much going on, but hey, I always make time for you.
There you go. How much do I owe you for that?
Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a pleasure to be here.
And so, Ashunda, we have the same initials as well.
Yes.
So, A-H and Dr. A-H. Wow.
Yeah.
I know,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and you're going to be a doctor, so.
So, one of these days.
One of these days.
Yeah,
so
we start
really
back in April, start back school in April.
Man,
wow.
Congratulations.
I know, right? Yeah, I send you guys the bill. So you and your husband are doctors. So I know, wait a minute, y'all bills, wait a minute. You guys are probably still paying for student loans.
Oh, God. You know, I did a lot of scholarship, and I'm a great writer, so I did a lot of scholarship and through the program, and it was a blessing for me. I mean, all the way through doctorate. Absolutely, I wrote until I couldn't write anymore.
Wow.
Every program at one point, I had like 14 scholarships in one semester.
Wow.
That carried over. So I kept getting up, and people were looking at me like, is this like rigged? But I really, truly wrote for every scholarship that I can possibly fit in.
So I should send my bills to you guys. Let me write it down. Make sure I get that over to you. So the first thing I noticed about your bio, and I love this as a former pastor. And I keep saying former. You're always a pastor.
You're always a pastor at heart. It's just been calling.
Right.
You just get inactive.
Right, inactive, indeed. So what I noticed that you said one of the greatest things that you did was to find your church home.
Yes.
That was like first thing on your bio.
Yes.
So tell us about this wonderful church home.
It's United Baptist, and my pastor is Dr. Wilson Daniels, who will be retiring. He should have retired in October. 44 years of service, and not just to the church, but to the entire community. He's a giving pastor. Humanity is what he lived by. And my husband and I, we were searching for a church home almost a year. And through the process of searching, you know how God kind of taps you and make you look over. Right. We were riding down Roosevelt Road, leaving another church, and quite distinguished church, but we didn't feel the fit.
Right.
And you know how it is. And we just happened to God tapped me. I turned my head over and said, "Wow, he must really be feeding his flock."
Right. Indeed.
And we said, let's stop by there. And when we did, he didn't preach. His brother preached, but the home atmosphere touched us. And the next Sunday, we were all very impressed. God let us know this was our home, and we've been a member there for 18 years now. So no turning back, none whatsoever. We're just praying that who fill those shoes can fill those shoes.
Amen.
And,
That's a beautiful
with God's blessings, of course.
So if you were driving 18 years ago and you look like about 26, you've been really...
How sweet. Favorite show ever.
Listen
Keep tuning in, people.
No, really. And if you scoot over so they can see your camera.
Oh, I'm
there
sorry.
You go. And so now if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to make a lot of people jealous.
Oh, man, that's just God. That's just God preserving. Just keep on serving. I'm telling you, keep on serving.
That's the advice right there.
That's
serve
the advice.
God.
Serve people, serve God.
Now, this church home, 18 years you guys been there.
Yes.
What's like the biggest thing you've done there? Are you a preacher?
Could you say you're evangelist? I am an evangelist. Yes, and this calling was before I even made it there. So I knew my calling. I knew what needed to be done. Of course, I ran. I called myself Little Jonah.
Right.
I ran, and when you're young, you run faster because it feels like a huge weight on your shoulders.
I've been there.
Yeah. So it feels like a huge weight, and you just think that you can't do it at that age because you think so much have to be fixed with you before you can do what needs to be done. But in actuality, if you follow assignment, he fixes you in the process as you're fixing others.
Indeed.
So, once I learned that, when I was through getting spanked and whooped and running into brick walls, when I released myself and learned to just walk in obedience, that's when I began to clean my little self up a little bit and in the process help others, So, and also being a part, we are presidents of the marriage ministry at United Baptist.
Okay.
And that's a rewarding benefit for us because marriage is not easy.
I can only imagine.
Thing.
I
It's
can
not an
only
easy
imagine.
ministry. It's
Yeah.
not an easy ministry. And,
Right.
you know, we go through things, and so we have to reach back and pull some of the lessons that we've taught
Right.
others,
Right.
you know.
Okay, you
and
talk about
say,
home.
yeah, and be like, okay, if we can teach this thing, we have to live it.
Amen.
You know, so I mean, and it's difficult. You
Right.
know, it's a difficult task to say you better live what you teach.
Right.
You
Right.
know, 'cause-
Practice what you preach.
Yeah,
right?
practice what you
Amen.
preach because
Yeah.
sometimes you want to throw in the towel, and or figure out 500 ways to bury him and get away with
Okay.
it.
No, we're not live on radio. Not at all.
We're not live
We're
on
not
radio.
live on-
Those are the cute things that sell people at the dinner table.
Right.
I can't believe you guys are still together. I say, yeah, it's the 500 ways to get rid of him.
Right.
But, he's still here, so his mom laughed. We all laugh.
Right,
It's
right.
just one of those jokes that I do. But marriage is a wonderful thing.
It
and
is.
It's work.
I can only imagine. I've never been married before.
Yeah.
I've never been married. I bought a ring like 27, 28 years old. No, 24, 25.
Uh-huh.
And I bought the ring because I had it. I knew the jeweler.
Okay.
Because I like custom jewelry.
I see. Beautiful.
And so, thank you. And so I said, hey, I want to make a wedding ring now, especially when I have this extra money. I didn't have any children or anything. And so we came up with this wonderful ring. And I said, whomever get this is going to be really happy.
Yeah.
I held on that thing for 10 years. I never had this. I want to be married with words, but I haven't put forth the effort.
Okay.
And I'm not a serial dater. I'm single a lot of the times because I always have projects, like this project that I'm working with.
And it's really hard to...
To be an author, to be a radio show host. And then February the 8th, we have a huge announcement, the elevation of what God has given me.
Amen.
And so, wow, it's just difficult to invite someone in. So when I hear happy marriages, it's cool. I had happy relationships.
Yeah.
But I never said I do. Unless you say, are you cooking? Well, I will.
I will. I shall.
I don't know. So I commend the honesty.
But you'll find someone who knows.
No, we're back
how to
on you now.
balance.
We're back on you now. Did I mention that she's
He's not a couch.
Right. She's a psychiatrist, ladies and gentlemen. A psychologist, ladies and gentlemen. So she already put me on the couch twice.
Yeah, well.
You're not going to do it on air. I know, right? My engineer looking like, yeah, he needs it. I may need it. We all need it.
We all need
That's
it.
my baby.
Including myself. We all, everyone.
Psych 101, my Russian teacher told me two things. In Russia, in America, when you get a cold, you stay home for 7 days. In Russia, we get a cold, we go to work for 7 days. And also in Russia, everybody who takes psychology is crazy. Same way in America.
Yeah.
And that was Psych 101.
Psych 101.
And I was like, well, I must be crazy.
I
think everybody else is.
You look curious. You want to do some things. You want to wonder why some things are happening when they're happening.
Okay.
There's a bit of curiosity. Some things may be going on in families that you always wanted to solve or figure out or come to understand.
Okay.
Things like that. So sometimes it drives you closer to, understand the psyche.
Right.
So that's, one of my passions. It drove me closer to family.
I thought you was telling me. I thought the meter was running.
Yeah, but
because you're $100 an hour. Right?
But you probably have some things that you try to iron out and figure out.
Oh yeah, I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, I know where we are right now too.
Yeah.
We had a commercial break, and this commercial break is brought to you by Andre Renee's Spiritually Spoken. Go out there and stream my CD. Right back. Welcome back to Andre Renee's Creative Cafe. We are here with Dr. Ashunda Harris, and she is reading me totally.
Not trying to, I promise.
It's job description, right? It's your job?
It's job description and by nature.
Amen. So to recap the whole family thing, family life is important, right?
It is. It drives you sometimes or can drive you away. It just depends on the family dynamic. Sometimes, when you're really close with your family or you're trying to get things done, it drives your passion to... it motivates you to get it done so they can have a better life or do better things. And on the opposite side, if it's a dysfunctional family relationship, it drives you to do better, drives you to create a better life and to get far away from them as possible. It's just one of those things, depending on the dynamics of the family relationships, family can be very important either way.
Indeed.
Either way.
That.
It just depends on the way that you're looking at it. What lens are you using?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it depends on
That's professional help. Someone needed that professional help out there. I'm sure. I believe family is love, not blood.
Family is absolutely love, and it should always continue to show love.
Mm-hmm.
It should pour love. It should surround you with love, support you, encourage you in every way.
Indeed.
Encourage you no matter if they don't see your vision. It should encourage your vision because it's yours.
Indeed.
You may not see the process, but I do. And if I see it, then you encourage me and push me along the way. If I fail, just be there to pat me and encourage me that you may have failed, but you're not a failure.
Indeed.
And that's all we need to hear.
Right.
We don't need to hear, "Oh, you failed. I told you it wouldn't work."
Right.
Oh, that's not what we need to hear at the time.
Who needs that?
A failure, because we've already failed at
Indeed.
it.
Indeed.
So that's enough.
Yes.
That's enough. So it's you said it on the point. It shows unconditional love, and it shows nothing but encouragement.
Indeed.
Nothing but.
Right. That's what love is. That's what family is. I have people that I can call on for a kidney if I need, and they're not.
That's
even
a
blood.
wonderful thing.
And then you may have people that you're related to. One person, one of my family members said, "I heard you had a little radio show," and that word "little," it's in my book.
Little radio show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a book. I have a book called Seven. In this book called Seven, there's 7 short stories. One of the short stories, and you're going to really love this, the deterioration of the African American culture. I know, right? I know a lot of educated people are going to be so angry with me, but the facts are there. And one of the things that we write about is our language, our jargon to one another.
Yes.
And that word little is just so much. My best friend.
Power in that.
It is. My best friend, my partner, my brother, he put something on Facebook about watch the word little. Because when someone starts off with little, they mean you know.
They're demeaning you.
Indeed.
Yeah, they're demeaning you.
I saw a nice little car you got. Really?
Yeah.
It's a Mercedes.
That's a real little car.
You see that? The condo on that thing? Or whatever. It could be a big
I see your little apartment.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a condo.
But it's your, right. But even if it's a 300 square foot, it's yours.
It's mine. I worked for it to have it.
Indeed. Wow. So that's very powerful. So family is the people that uplift you, in my opinion.
That's right.
So if you got a wonderful family, God bless you. If you have wonderful friends, God bless you. And if you don't, let's go get some.
Yeah, it's time to change your circle.
Right.
It really is. If you have those people that's not supporting you, take a look at your circle.
Right.
Take a really close look at your circle, and it's time to rearrange it.
Show you right. I wanted to tell everybody at the beginning of this show, but I was so excited for your energy. I mean, you're a psychologist, you're a life coach. These are the things that I'm inspired to be. And so you're on the path, and the path that I'm going. So it was just I had the door open waiting for you. I know, well, you saw me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was cold too. You took too long to walk in. That's why I was like, would you get out the car?
I was coming.
Yeah, I know, I was cold. But nevertheless, I was holding the door because I couldn't wait for this interview to see you again. But I met you at South Lake Mall at my kiosk.
You did.
And let me tell you, so everybody who came out there to support me, let me say thank you right now. I meant to say this before, and I apologize for being late for this, but you guys, I've had people to come up and encourage me in so many different ways. I had strangers to say, I'm praying for you.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, well, what God? I just wanted to make sure we have the same one, right?
Which God?
Yeah, who you praying to?
Yeah.
Father God in the name of Jesus? Or, I know, right? And so, at the end of the day, you guys have shown me so much support. And to have started this business April of last year, and to be where we are today.
Nice.
It's been a struggle. I'm looking at the mountain. I'm not actually climbing up the mountain, but I want to tell everybody who support me, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow. We appreciate the books.
And you too, because you came there and now you're here.
Yes.
Wow, and I met you at, where was it, Lake Station at first, the church? Where was the church at?
We were going to Cedar Lake.
Okay, one of those
Cedar Lake
churches.
for the retreat. Yes, the women's retreat.
No, obviously I went on a women's retreat. I would have loved to be at a women's retreat.
Oh, but the first time we were
Right.
at the, yeah.
Right.
We were at
that church.
Yeah.
What is it? Like I'm looking at her like she know the name of the church. Hey, church, we love you. We were there. We just forgot your name right now.
The name.
Yeah. We're sad the next time we think about it. But nevertheless, that's how we met. I met your husband.
Yes.
I saw the doctor's signs and so on and so forth. But we actually connected at the booth. We have a lot of friends in common. You just was talking to Shondell.
Yes.
That's my new friend in common.
Yes.
So, amen. We just want to thank everybody. everybody that supported us. So let's get off my thank you bandwagon and let's get back on to you. Now, we didn't mention that you are a psychologist. We didn't mention that you are a life coach. These are some of the things that I will be really soon. I share my certification for my life coach at the November of next year.
Wonderful.
I know, right?
Wonderful.
Licensed, certified
license.
Right, there you go.
Yes.
That would be me. $2,500 a pop, please.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And so at the end of the day, that's wonderful. But tell us about your path to get there.
My path to get there. I started out as a teacher. I was a teacher,
What grade?
It was kindergarten and pre-K.
Okay.
That's my love.
Okay.
I could have taught to third grade, but I kind of stayed in that area.
All right.
In that area, those are my babies. That's when the minds open up.
You smile big, yeah.
Yeah, that's when the minds open up. You hear all the funny conversations, all those great things, and just seeing them learn and explore.
Right.
So I started there, and I found myself doing counseling more than teaching with my parents, with my children. And I've always wanted to be a psychologist, but I just chose the path of education first because teaching was always also in my nature. So I chose teaching, and then I opened up my own daycare, but it still kind of became the same thing. And I just decided when they were doing the grants for us to go back to school, I jumped on the bandwagon and went back to school because they were paying for it.
I know that.
And so,
and you knew how to write.
And I knew how to write. And so I jumped back on the bandwagon when they were paying for it and started to get my BA and education. I did dual degrees, so I did education and psychology. Same with master's, education and psychology. And then I had to drop one, and then I went on to get the doctorate in psychology.
Wow.
And became a psychometrician as well, so I'm able to test 0 to 100, and most psychologists can't do that. So that's extra bump in my page.
There you go. There you go. Wow. So that's why you have that Rolls Royce parked outside.
Yeah, or whatever.
I know, right?
But I do enjoy doing what I do, and my passion for people and helping them pull through some of the darkest moments. It is so rewarding, especially when it comes to families and children, to help them get on the right path to where they need to be.
My mission statement in life is, if I can help someone, then my living won't be in vain.
That's right.
I stole that from my pastor, so I got to give Bishop Scotty Lee Jackson, Dr. Bishop, some credit, because that's his.
Wow.
But since he's the one who ordained me, since that's my church father, there you go. I took that. I think I inherited that. So I don't think he's mad. But if I can help someone, then my living won't be in vain.
It won't be in vain.
That's why my ministry on my children's books, that's why I pastor, that's why I love people, to help people. So I like to reach out and help people. But you know, as an introvert, I like to stay back too. But helping people is just a joy. And so when we come back from these commercial breaks, we're going to have more with Dr. Harris. Right back. And you're back with Andre Renee and Dr. Harris.
Hello, hello.
So we're learning a lot of things.
We are.
I must admit, when you were speaking about your little ones, your pre-K and your third grade, you lit up so bright.
Yes.
They're still in your heart, right?
They're going to always be in my heart. Always. I see my students from over 20 years ago. I had some of their children. So when we walk in Walmart, my husband always laughs and he says, "You're so old." When he sees my students, they're like, "Hi, Miss Harris. Hi, Dr. Harris." And I'm like, "Hi, baby." And they're grown and working in the stores now. So he's like, "Oh, you're old. Look at your students." And I'm like, "Whatever."
Wow. I wish people could see my face, because I really thought you was like 29 or 30. I'm not trying to get you, please don't tell the world your age, but I really thought you was 29 or 30.
Thank you so much.
So, I mean, you got to thank God. He did that.
God is so good.
Right. And I seen your big husband, so I'm definitely not in there. So, let's talk about the president of the things that you're over. You're a president over a few things.
Yes.
Do we have enough time for that?
Let's try to squeeze it in.
So you tell us, you're president over
the alumni at National Louis, the Metro NACI, which is the education of the young children.
Okay.
I'm also the president of Manly Alumni, school, and we're working on getting great things back at Manly Alumni, which is now an early college program, which is the first to be instituted in CPS. So I love cheering over that. I helped write a proposal to get that started.
Okay.
So I'm enjoying that.
And it's called Manly?
Manly Career Academy in Chicago Public School.
Is that an acronym or is it for men?
It's Manly, Manley, Career Academy.
So it has nothing to do with men, that's just
it's the name of it.
Okay, copy that. Right.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And what else?
And I also sat with the coalition on Freedom Acts of Chicago, and that was
right.
Yes,
I remember you
yes,
saying that.
yes. And I was the only woman on the Leaders Network in Chicago. So I'm inactive now, but I'm still on the board.
So you're right.
Yes.
Wow, you're a very powerful person.
Thank you.
Very powerful
Thank
person.
you so much.
Chewing the fat. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds familiar.
What's chewing the fat?
Chewing the Fat is my podcast radio show that's on Intellectual Radio.
Right.
So we sit there and we do just what it is. We chew the fat on social things that's in our society or that's in Chicago.
Right.
We talk about relationship things. We have funny conversations.
Right.
So we sit there and we just chew the fat on things that we think that the people want to talk about.
Right.
We have call-in viewers, and you can just reach us on Intellectual Radio every Thursday at 3 p.m. So I hope you guys can join me sometimes on Thursdays.
Well, yes, indeed. I would love to be on your show.
I can't wait for you.
Right.
January, maybe you can get on there, or March. I know we have some things. You are so busy in the new year, but we have to coordinate schedules.
We do. Scheduling is, wow, that's something different right now.
Yeah. So we'll work it out, and you just let me know when you can get on there.
I need to hire someone to run
your schedule.
Right. We had a meeting with the people, and we was talking off air, and the meeting was wonderful, and wow. It was like, where your people at? I said, here I go.
Here I am. I'm the people.
Right. We have a segment that's called What Would Jesus Do? And so what would Jesus do if Jesus was still here in the natural? So not that Jesus just went to heaven and got a taste of that and came back. So
right.
Be a little mad. Right. So the Jesus, he got to come back anyway because he got to give us a ride back up there. So at the end of the day, but what would Jesus do of today if he's human? What would Jesus do? Would Jesus go to the jails now?
Oh, he would definitely go to the prison system. Yeah, because they made it into a big corporation for slavery.
I know, right?
So he would strip that down, he would take that down, and he would definitely dismantle it. Jesus would absolutely put President Trump in time out. He and his entire cabinet, he would shake up a few Democrats that sold us out.
Wow!
So he would find those people who were sleeping in the camp real wrong.
Indeed.
Yes, he would. So Jesus would have a lot of cleaning up to do, and
wouldn't he?
Yeah,
he would be a janitor.
He would be the best custodian ever.
I know, right?
Yeah, and we'll all be following him, saying Jesus,
I know, right?
Yeah, with the palms.
I know, right? Yeah. Handle your business, as we say.
Handle your business.
I picked that one because I have the wonderful opportunity to go to Lake County Juvenile Detention Center. So I have a presentation to them.
Wonderful.
And so when I was sitting down with the powers that be, they had me in a circle. And deep in the middle of the building, I felt, am I leaving? Oh, it's for kids. I know I'm leaving, right? And so we discussed what we want to talk about. And I cannot wait.
I can't wait for you.
It's going to be beautiful. This obviously I cannot film or
right.
But I can tell you how it went. So tomorrow I will be at Lake County Juvenile Detention Center.
Go make it powerful, brother.
I'm going to show them what and God said. But it's not a church thing because they have the church come in. It's about who I will give you a report because I don't want to tip my hand. But I cannot wait.
Can't wait.
Oh, I just feel. So we appreciate you, Doctor, for coming to Dr. Harris.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you for being encouraging to us. And in these last 15 seconds, what would you have the people to do, like for tomorrow, as a motivation or something?
Say an affirmation to yourself. Take time to meditate. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't let anything stress you out. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And when you find yourself stressing, take 5 seconds to breathe it.
What she said, ladies and gentlemen, every Sunday at 6:30. We love you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.